Hi, I'm Mickey Zeta, and Hi, I'm Mickey Zeta, and it just said live, so I guess I'm live. It's Sunday night, wine with Mickey, but I don't have a glass of wine. I forgot. I've been so busy making sure our fire's right and getting ready to be on here, and I'm so excited about what I'm going to talk about. So just pretend you slept all night long, and while you were sleeping, you heard this thunderstorm. Thunder and lightning and wind, and you're afraid it's like gonna blow shingles off your roof. It's blowing so hard, and you can't. Every single time you wake up all night long, you realize that it's storming. It's storming. So finally you wake up, and look, I just got my wine. So salute to you. I hope you've had a great day. So you wake up and you realize that it's Monday morning. It's Monday morning and the storm is still going and the wind is whipping the trees all over the place. And it's hitting against your bedroom window so hard you can't even believe it. It's the biggest storm you've seen in the longest time. And then you realize your umbrella is in the car. Your umbrella is in the car and it's Monday morning and you have to go to work. You're going to get drenched as you go to the car. So what do you do? What do you do? Well, I'm pretty lucky because I was raised in a family that the glass was always 3/4 full. My dad, we moved when I was in second grade. We moved from South Georgia to northern Wisconsin. And it was winter time. Coldest I'd probably ever been was maybe 40 degrees. I didn't know anything about winter. And it was like 40 degrees below zero lots of times in northern Wisconsin. So we would get up in the morning and it would be snowy and cold. Our house was cold. We had a big old country house out way out in the country. Actually, I had a one-room schoolhouse. We were so far out in the country. Anyway, we get up and it's cold and my dad's car won't start and he's late getting to work. But he calls all of us kids, "Come here, kids, come here. Look out this window. Look at the snow and how the wind is blowing those trees. It's gorgeous. It's so beautiful. Look at it. Looks like winter wonderland out there." We would not be seeing that in Georgia. What an attitude my dad had. And that was his attitude throughout life. So that was how I was raised. That was what we were taught. So now we're going to come back to the Monday morning storm. What happens? We have a choice. We have a choice that we say, "Oh man, my umbrella's in the car. I'm going to get drenched. My hair's going to be a mess. By the time I get out of my car and run into work, my shoes are going to be wet. It rained 4 inches last night, I heard." And you can just go on and say, "My day is ruined. This is probably the start to a terrible week. Oh my gosh, this is awful. I don't even want to go to work. Maybe I'll call in sick. Oh, I can't do that. I have a big meeting today. Oh, I'm going to look a mess." That can be your whole attitude. And that's how you can start your week. Or you can be like my dad and go to the window and say, "Look at this lightning. Look how beautiful it is." And we really needed 4 inches of rain. It's a bummer that my umbrella's in the car, but you know what? I'm going to grab a big pot or a pan or a bowl or something, hold it over my head to run to my car. And yeah, you know, my shoes are probably going to get wet, but gosh, look at this day. This day is rainy and it's stormy, but I like lightning and thunder, and I'm kind of excited that this went on all night long. In fact, every time I woke up, I heard lightning and thunder. In fact, I got up a couple times and I looked out my window to watch the storm. I love the lightning. It struck straight down. It was really cool. So there's the other attitude. So which are you going to choose? Now, this is not about rainstorms on Monday mornings. This is about we have a choice. We have a choice about how we respond to the things that happen in our lives. We couldn't change that thunderstorm any more than we could change our abuser. Can't change him. His behavior is what it is. And I'm hopeful that most of you listening have gotten out of that abuse and that you're not in that anymore. Here's the deal. We have a choice about how we're going to perceive that. We can choose to be victims and just, be like the people that are saying, "Oh my gosh, it rained on Monday morning. My whole week is ruined." It's not ruined. Your life is not ruined because you lived in abuse. Now you have choices, you have options, and you have responsibilities to say, "I didn't like my life the way it was, and I'm not going back to that again. I'm not going to let that happen. So I'm going to embrace learning from women who have gotten out. I'm going to start listening to Surviving Abuse podcast every single week. I'm going to read the blogs that Mickey writes, and I'm going to listen to the live videos. You know, those podcasts, Surviving Abuse podcasts, she's talking to women who lived just like I did, whose cars were bugged so that this husband could hear everything that was going on, or was locked out of the house in the middle of the night in the winter because he was mad because she was later with her friends. He told her not to go and she went anyway. You're going to hear all that, all the things that you've lived in. You're going to hear from women who have lived that too, but they made choices. They did not choose to remain in that victim mentality. They did not worry that their shoes were going to get wet in the rain. What they did was say, okay, that was my life, and how do I use that to create a better life, to create a life that I love? I've done that. I lived in abuse for 34 years. And guess what? I decided that rainstorm was over. I didn't like looking at it anymore. And I knew that if I didn't change me, I would end up with another abuser. And that is not what I wanted for my life. So I worked on me. I took classes. I hired coaches. I hired therapists. I attended webinars, and I bought books. And you don't have to buy books. Go to the library, get books. You have the choice to change your life. You have the choice to look out the window at the lightning and say, oh man, that is cool, and I'm going to build on that. Yes, you lived in abuse. Yes, it was horrible. Yes, you were treated like shit. And we all were, but you know what? We don't have to stay there. Yeah, some of us chose addictions. Some of us became alcoholics or went to drugs to get through it. It happens, but you have a choice now not to do that anymore. You have a choice now to build the life, create the life that you love, that you want, and that you can embrace as your own. You don't have to have an abuser in your life. You don't need it. If you have kids, it's even more important. The kids see that you can create a good life, and they can too. So it just goes on and on and on. So think about the Monday thunderstorm. Think about how would I respond to that? And think about your life. Yeah, it was crappy. Mine was too. But I've used that now to empower myself and to empower other people. That's what I'm asking you to do. Choose your response. You can go either way. You can stay a victim and be poor me and oh my gosh, my life is ruined. Or you can be like the woman who said, man, look at that beautiful lightning. Look at that beautiful storm. And now I'm going to go forward and build my life. I'm Mickey Zeta, and I'm glad to have you here. It's Sunday night, Wine with Mickey. I'm going to say cheers to a fabulous week. Again, this week is going to be what you create. So choose to create a fabulous week. It's your choice. I'm not saying it's easy, because it's not, but you can do it. I've done it. Thousands and millions of other women have too. Listen to Surviving Abuse podcast. Go to my website, survivingabusenetwork.com, survivingabusenetwork.com. There are a lot of podcasts there that you can listen to. I think I just launched the 114th or 115th episode. Scroll through the titles and pick some that appeal to you. There's also other live videos, and there's blogs there that you can read. So there's help there for you. There's help for you to make the choice to live your best life, to create the life that you can say, I love my life. I can say that, I love my life, and you can go to that point too. I hope you're already there, but if you're not, make the choice today to do that. I'll be back on Wednesday night Live with Mickey. I'll be here then. Look forward to seeing you. Thank you so much. I appreciate you being here.